Mitch Allen, weekend.me on Facebook, video blog, just saying. I wanted to kind of show what happens when the ground becomes contaminated and what they end up doing. And I can only imagine they probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to install what they consider a monitoring well. Let me see what it says on here. Let me see if I can get close enough and read it. It says, observation monitoring well, warning, do not fill. And undoubtedly they've numbered it 18, which would, for me, would say there's 18 of them. And this one here is AS50, which I don't really know what that means, but it says no fill monitoring well. These wells are put in the ground to suck water up out of the ground, and it all goes to there, that little trailer, and undoubtedly they're capturing some of it. And it says authorized personnel only. Imagine that. They don't want us in there because they don't want us to know what they're doing and what they're about. Well, they're spraying glyphosate right next to the monitoring well station. I mean, it's obvious that's what they're doing. And look at all the hoses and all the piping. All that piping comes in from these monitoring wells and goes in there, and I'm sure they're capturing and monitoring the pollution. So I'm gonna walk right back around here. This patch that goes across the road, trust me, my background is utility work. I did these patches, I cut them, put piping in for this type of stuff, this type of monitoring. But I'm gonna walk along this. This cost a lot of money to have done. You know, it's very labor intensive, saws and dust and everything else it creates. But there may be a monitoring well underneath that car. But here's another one right there. You know, all this stuff comes at a cost, because those are actually wells down on the ground that come up to the little 1-inch pipes that take it across the street. You know, they cut out this sidewalk, you can tell the patch. So somewhere along here, they went from the sidewalk out into the road. And monitoring well AS39, monitoring well number 16, more patches in the concrete, all this costs money. Monitoring well AS38. And I'm gonna walk on up into this parking lot, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monitoring wells in this little parking lot. There's one. Oh, there's another one up there too, a concrete patch. And then all of these, AS32, 13, AS27, or AS29, AS28, and of course this one, and then there's that one, and then there's this one. That's a lot of damn monitoring wells. And they're monitoring the groundwater because it's contaminated. What the contaminant is, I'm unsure. But I bet if I could get a hold of the actual documents or the documentation from these monitoring wells, you know, the reports, we could figure it out. But they're very hard to find. Imagine that. Here's another monitoring well just across the street. Here's another monitoring well right there. Here's another one right here. And there's 1, 2 more patchwork. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one that's actually somebody's opened up, and that is letting actual water down into the well, a direct access point to get more contaminants into our wells. Another one, another one, another one, another one, another one out there, another one out there. Here's more. Here's another one. And as you can tell, I'm just walking around in this little, what used to be a parking lot. Another one. Another one. And there's one. there's another one out in the water, which if that one I showed with the open lid, if that was this one, this groundwater would be going into it. And there's one, there's another one, there's another one, and there's another one. And we got this one. And sorry to be on and on, but there's more. There's more, and I guess more is better. Not really. But there's another one. Here's another one. And these are all connected to the same type of building or trailer. I guess they'd call it the monitoring station. And there it is right there. And believe me, I question, this was put in probably 2 years ago, and it took them almost 2 years to actually get power to it. The power pole was set, but they didn't put power to it. And this was before I got a smartphone, so I really couldn't do much videoing. But there's another well, and another well. I forget the number over there. It was something like 37. So there's undoubtedly somewhere around 37 wells put in. Oh, there's another one. But it all goes to that same type of facility. You know, this system is maintained by Universal Solutions, Inc. Oh, yeah, okay, I probably should call that number. Let me get a close-up to it. And I will call it and see if I can get any of the test results. How much you want to bet they're going to tell me, oh, no, we can't give them to you, even though they're paid for, their work is done with we the people's money. I promise you that one. But man, that's a massive power. You know, you're talking 2 power feeds. I don't know if it's 3-phase or not, but it's got 2 power feeds to feed that little tiny building. So how much power is it consuming? Because that pollutes also. But this is all monitoring the groundwater that became contaminated somehow or another. Just wanted to explain that when we contaminate the ground, it comes with a cost and an effect, and this is part of the long-term cost. I can only imagine. I mean, I'm across the street from the first one. There's that one. I'm just going to turn around and let me walk over here and see if I can remember how to do this. Oops. Shoot, I can't. There it is. There's the stack right there. There's the other one. So I'm only about maybe 200 feet from the other one. So 2 monitoring stations with 30 or 40 monitoring wells right in the city of Davenport. It's pretty shameful. Oh, and there's another well that I missed and walked right over top of. That's next to that open one. But I can only imagine what this cost. You know, I'm not really going to throw a number out, but I guarantee you it was hundreds of thousands of dollars to monitor water because it became contaminated. Don't know how that happened, but I guarantee you it's got some signs of glyphosate in it, and I'll put money on it. They'll come in here, and those weeds and grass that are growing up there, out there, they'll spray them with glyphosate eventually right next to monitoring wells. This is ridiculousness, a misuse and a misappropriate use of public funds. I realize they're trying to protect our water and monitor it. So the monitoring's not the waste of money. The waste of money is how it got to this point, how they allowed the contamination to happen, and how we continue to spend money spraying death sprays that contaminate the ground and contaminate our water. But anyway, just wanted to kind of show the long-term cost and effect of what we do. Thanks again for listening. Let's band together and ban the use of glyphosate. We can do this. Thanks again. Have a great day.